podcast. They don't get Nathan the podcast. I have my guest here with my new set, Mrs. Tony Davis.
Hello, how
you
doing?
doing? Mrs. Davis is up in the house. She wrote a book. Actually, she wrote a lot of books, but I actually read one of them. Somebody actually forced me to read, and I gave up after comic books because Superman got a little bit too complicated. But Mrs. Davis is here, and she has a book that she wrote. It's called Same Name, and we're going to talk to her about that book. And she has a stack of other books, so she probably wants me to do a lot more reading. Welcome to the podcast, Mrs. Davis.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So you wrote this book, but I read your biography, and you actually written a couple of books before this?
Yes, I have a 3-book series.
A 3-book series. Now, what would that be called?
His Road to Adulthood.
Now, we briefly, like, what is that about?
Basically, it's a boy growing up, dealing with the death of his parents, becoming an adult, starting his own family.
Wow, this book, she wrote a book about me.
Separated into 3 books.
She wrote a book about me. So, you got to pay me for this autobiography. All right, so, like, how long have you actually been a writer?
7 years.
7 years.
Being a published author for 6.
And I seen that you said that you wasn't a reader. You didn't grow up as a reader. No. So now you write books and you want other people to read.
I'm reading more now, but
okay. All right, but at least you found your groove. So like 6 years in now, how long have you been writing? Did you write this book? The Same Name.
The Same Name came out in, I want to say 2000.
2000. Okay, so this is old. This is what, like, oh, okay. Hold on. It's 2022.
2000.
I was about to say it's 2022. You've been writing for 6 years. I didn't know what planet you came from with that type of math.
2019, I'm sorry.
Okay, 2019. All right.
I was thinking 2020, but 2000 came out.
Here I am thinking I'm the only person on hallucinogens. But no, okay. But all right, so 2019, you wrote the book, and you wrote a couple of books after that. Now, this book in particular, it's about a woman named Rose. The book is called The Same Name, but it's about a woman named Rose, right?
Yes.
And Rose pretty much had a real bad life, y'all. I wouldn't would you categorize it as bad, or did she just have bad things happen to her? How would you say that?
I guess it's a mixture.
Okay. The way you wrote it's a mixture. I don't know.
It's like some people may think of it as far as a bad life, but like you say, maybe just bad things happen to her as far as like the name saying.
Yeah,
name.
So basically the book is about Rose, and Rose went through some kind of rough times when she was younger, and they kind of carried on to adulthood like we all do now. Was this character like inspired by some? Well, you're still happily married, so it's not something you went through per se. But like, was it inspired by something you went through, or something you've seen, or is this just something you just made up?
Not the particular character, but different parts of her life is like different parts as far as I've seen or experienced.
Oh, as far as it's, if you read the book, Rose kind of she kind of always had issues with people having the same name she had. Rose was kind of common back as far as this book. Rose was pretty common, and she always kind of got in trouble based off her name. I don't know, there's a lot of Takeshas out there like, I know what you're talking about. So that's kind of where the book starts, and it was it hard or was it easy? Did this like just come to you? You just had it like all figured out? Because it's kind of,
it came to me in different parts.
It hurt. This book kind of hurt. I read the book, and I actually had to take a break. Once it got to like that crucial moment in the book, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take a break and go drive my high-low. And then I went to work for a minute. So like, Was it hard to write? Was it easy to write? Did you like come up with like the whole thing? Like, how long did it take you to write the whole book? Because it's a short book.
Yeah, it's a short book, but the whole book, I want to say it took me 6 months, so it wasn't like just a straightforward thing or whatever. I just had
Oh
to,
wow! So you had to. Okay, so